Look up at the night sky, that glowing ball watching over our planet. It's more than just a beautiful sight. It controls the tides, influences life on Earth, and even helps keep our planet rotating properly. But what if one night it simply vanished? No explosion, no warning, just gone. How long would we survive without the moon? For most of us, the moon is simply a constant presence in the sky. It rises and sets each day. Sometimes it appears full, and other times it seems to vanish. However, the moon does much more than we often acknowledge. It is unique, being unusually large in comparison to Earth, and it plays a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of life on our planet. But imagine if, in an instant, the moon ceased to exist. What would that mean for life on Earth? Would we notice its absence right away? And perhaps most importantly, would we be able to survive without it? Let's imagine that the moon suddenly disappears. No explosion and no fragments flying toward Earth. Just poof, it's gone. Immediately, you would notice something unusual. The night sky would be pitch black. Gone would be the soft lunar glow, leaving only stars and darkness. This may seem harmless at first, but within hours, Earth's delicate systems would begin to unravel. The first major effect? Tides. You've likely heard that the moon controls the tides, but how does it do this? The moon's gravity pulls at Earth's oceans, creating the high and low tides we experience daily. When the moon vanishes, those gravitational influences disappear as well. Initially, you would notice calmer coastlines. The regular rhythmic motion of the tides would flatten out. However, that calm wouldn't last. While the sun also affects tides, it does so to a lesser extent. This means that the new, solar-only tidal cycles would become erratic and weaker. Entire ecosystems, especially marine life that relies on predictable tidal patterns, would start to collapse. Coral reefs, spawning fish, crustaceans, all would be thrown into chaos. Beaches would erode differently, and harbors could become useless. The fishing industry would be devastated. But the impacts of the moon's disappearance don't stop there. The moon doesn't just move water, it also stabilizes Earth's rotation. Think of Earth as a spinning top. Without the moon acting as a gravitational anchor, that top would start to wobble. This wobbling, known scientifically as axial precession, could become erratic. Currently, Earth has an axial tilt of 23.5 degrees, which gives us our seasons. Without the moon, Earth's axis could begin to tilt unpredictably, swinging anywhere from 0 to 85 degrees over thousands or even hundreds of years. This could mean that the poles end up facing the sun. Imagine Antarctica becoming tropical while the Sahara freezes over. Although this wouldn't happen instantly, once the shift begins, climate patterns would become unstable. Agriculture would collapse, and weather systems would be unpredictable, making it challenging for humanity to adapt. And it gets worse. Without the moon's gravitational influence, Earth's rotation could gradually speed up. This would result in shorter days, where 24 hours might shrink to 22, then eventually to 20. Circadian rhythms, which are the internal clocks that regulate sleep in humans and animals, would be disrupted. Insomnia, anxiety, depression, and biological confusion would spread across species. Animals that rely on the moon for navigation, like turtles, whales, and even birds, would lose their sense of direction. Sea turtles, for example, use the moon's reflection to find their way to the ocean after hatching. Without it, entire generations could perish before reaching the water. Predators that hunt using moonlight, such as owls and wolves, would struggle to adapt to constant darkness. Ecosystems would fracture, and the rate of extinctions could spike. Culturally, the moon holds a significant place in human history. Lunar calendars would become obsolete, and traditions and festivals tied to the lunar cycle, like Ramadan, Easter, and many indigenous rituals, would lose their cosmic reference point. While humanity might find ways to adapt, our connection to the cosmos would feel more distant. Let's delve a bit deeper. The moon was formed billions of years ago from a collision between the early Earth and a Mars-sized object. This collision created not just the moon, but also helped shape Earth's tilt, spin, and even the internal layers of our planet. If the moon had never existed, life as we know it may not have developed at all. So if the moon were to disappear now, what long-term consequences might we face? Here's where things get even stranger and more frightening. Without the moon's stabilizing effect, Earth's magnetic field might gradually weaken over millions of years. Some scientists believe that the moon helps stir Earth's molten iron core through its gravitational interactions. This motion contributes to the magnetic field that protects us from solar radiation. Without the moon, Earth would become more vulnerable to the sun's solar flares and cosmic radiation. The ozone layer could slowly erode, leading to higher cancer rates. Communications satellites could face more frequent disruptions, and our ability to travel safely in space might diminish. Interestingly, the moon also affects the length of a day. Due to tidal friction caused by the moon's gravitational pull, Earth's rotation has been gradually slowing. Without this resistance, Earth could speed up, resulting in shorter days. While that might sound like a good thing, it's not. A faster rotation would mean stronger centrifugal force, which could lead to equatorial bulging, geological instability, and even more extreme weather patterns due to intensified Coriolis forces. And one more thing, lunar eclipses would disappear. The beautiful alignment of Earth, Moon, and Sun would be gone forever. No more blood moons or total eclipses that have captivated humanity for millennia. The psychological effects could be significant. We often underestimate how much the moon influences our imagination, our stories, and our sense of rhythm and wonder. Without it, something primal might feel off, disconnected. So what if the moon disappeared? At first glance, you might think, no big deal, it's just a rock in the sky. But the reality is much more complex. The moon plays a crucial role in keeping our oceans alive, stabilizing our climate, and regulating the Earth's rotation. It guides animals, marks our calendars, and protects us from the harshness of space. While losing the moon wouldn't lead to the immediate destruction of Earth, over time, it would disrupt the stability that life depends on. Ecosystems could collapse, climates would change unpredictably, and seasons might cease to exist. Humanity would find itself struggling to adapt to a planet that is no longer reliable. Though the moon appears quiet, it is vital in holding our world together. So the next time you look up at the night sky, remember that glowing sphere is one of the key reasons we're still here. That's the fascinating truth about what would happen if the moon suddenly disappeared. If you enjoyed this exploration of the unknown, please like this video, subscribe to Infinite If, and let us know in the comments. What cosmic what-if question should we explore next?